Hello, YouTube citizens. I want to welcome you to my studio, and I wanted to do a brief video real quick just to alert you to some things as far as workflow is concerned that I feel like may be able to help you. Now, I put the disclaimer out there. I am not a professional YouTuber, so the camera quality, the sound quality is just whatever you're going to get from my cell phone. I have meager means as far as this video production thing is going. As you can see, I chose to put a little bit of money into the music production as opposed to the video production. So the one thing that I want to talk about today is this thing right here. It's the Mackie Big Knob. Now, this is not a promotional video for the Big Knob per se, but I do want to let you know about some what I would like to call enhanced workflow capabilities using the Mackie Big Knob. Now, if you don't have one of these things in your studio, I don't care whether you have a computer or you're running a hard disk recorder like I do. I'm old school. I hate computers, so I still use my Korg D32XD. It works fine for me. I've done about 4 or 5 albums on it, no problems. But if you don't have one of these in your studio, you need one, and I'll tell you why. This is the original Mackie Big Knob. Right now, these things are going used. I've seen them on Reverb and eBay for as low as between 120 and $100 in various states of being used. You need one of these things. Now, the reason why I got this was because when I originally purchased this, my Korg D32XD several years ago, it did not have talkback functionality. And I needed a way to be able to talk to the artist who was recording in a different room without opening the door and yelling. So this had talkback functionality, as you can see it right there. It has its own talkback section, and it has a mic right there where you can actually talk back directly into the headphones of the artist. So that's one of the things that inspired me to purchase this. Also, because I was running multiple monitor setups and I wanted to be able to switch between A and B monitors with ease. So you have that right there. I have my A monitors are the Yamaha HS8s, and then my B monitor is the Mackies right here, and then for my C monitor I have a sub hooked up down there. Now, you have 4 different source inputs. 2-track A, 2-track B, my DAW mix, which comes out of my digital recorder here, and a phono input, so you can run your record players into the back of there. It does have grounding wire and all of that. But the one thing that I noticed recently when I was using Workflow on this was I was trying to figure out how to set up, because I just recently purchased the MPC X based on the recommendations of a guy named Ben Correll. If you come across this video, shout out to Ben. He does lots of great videos on the Roland Phantom, the new one, and I was considering purchasing that, but after watching some of his reviews and his helpful videos, I found that it might be better, since I already had a Korg Kronos X right here, that it might be better, and I also have a Phantom X already, that it might be better, instead of spending $3,000 to $4,000 on a new Phantom, to just spend a couple grand on the MPC. I had never used an MPC before. It's one of the best purchases I've made, and I'm glad I did. The workflow on this thing is epic and it's tremendous. But one issue that I had with the MPC as far as routing was concerned was I wanted to figure out how I could route my other instruments back into the MPC in the easiest manner. Every time I wanted to sample something or do an audio track, I didn't want to have to take the output plug of the Kronos and run it into the MPC and then sample, or take the output plug of the Phantom and run it into the MPC and sample, or take the output of my DAW and run it into the MPC and sample. But I was able to achieve all of that using this, the Big Knob, and I'll show you how. So I have my monitors routed, their standard routing, and I have my source inputs routed. My 2-track A selection, which is this one right here, is my keyboard rack. So I have both of my keyboards on a splitter. So I got lines out running from each keyboard into a dual splitter. And I'll pull this out so you can see it. See that dual splitter right there? I got both of my keyboards running into this, and this goes into my 2-track A. My 2-track B selection, which is the one I just lit up, that is for my MPC. So those are the outputs of my MPC go into 2-track B. My phono, which is down here, would typically be routed into my phono jack, right? And then my DAW mix, which is this light here, is my DAW. Now, if I ever want to sample any of these sources into the MPC, what I did was this. I ran and it's hard to turn it around. I'm gonna try to turn it around so you can see it. There's this thing right here that says studio. I don't know if you can see it because of the shadow. Studio. And it's got an attenuation knob right there, and then it's got a stereo output. That output is for, let's say you are running a studio and you have a set of monitors in an additional room that you want to be able to pump music out to. You can use that studio output for that. Now, the cool thing about that, and unfortunately, you don't have that output on the new Big Knobs. The new Mackie Big Knob Passive doesn't have it. The new Mackie Big Knob Studio doesn't have it. And the Studio Plus doesn't have that either. Now, they do have a headphones out amp that you could use for the same function, but you won't be able to adjust the gain. And the cool thing about that is that with the Big Knob with the Studio outs, if I go right here, as you can see, I can turn this on and off. And then I also have a level adjustment right here in front of me. So what that allows me to do is, let's say I want to sample something from the Phantom X over there. So I got my Phantom X ready to go. I select the 2-track A, which is where my keyboards come from. 2-track A is selected. Then I go to my studio and hit that. That opens up the studio outputs, which have then been plugged into the inputs of the MPC. Now I can do all of my sampling. I can sample from any source that's plugged into this Big Knob. I can sample my DAW mix, something out of my DAW or my digital audio workstation here, hard disk recorder. I can sample something out of that. I can record something from my keyboard rack, which is 2-track A. I can record something. Well, this is the that's my MPC, so I wouldn't record anything from that. But I could also record anything playing on my record player back into the MPC without having to move any cables, to do any additional hookups or anything like that. And it's extremely convenient. So I'm just going to wrap this up because it's coming close to 10 minutes. But if you don't have one of these in your studio, you need one. Also, another quick thing is I bought this. This is the what is this? Jewin Wheels. This is a remote outlet switch. So basically I have my whole studio hooked up to one outlet where all I got to do when I want to shut my studio down is hit a switch like this. And everything, as you can see, everything shuts down. All of it. So that's it for now. Signing off. This is Big Brother Motown. I hope you found this video quite informational, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace out.